Welcome to our block of the month for 2023. This is the May block. You can make a 10-inch finish block or a 5-inch finish block, or both. For this block, you need a light, a medium, and a dark. The pattern is located at the end of the video for both sizes. For now, it's time to cut. From the light fabric, you need to cut 2 rectangles that measure 3 inches by 5.5 inches. 1 square that measures 6 inches by 6 inches. You will need to bisect this square corner to corner to get 2 triangles. You also need to cut 2 squares that are 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. From the medium fabric, you need to cut 2 squares that are 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches and 1 square that is 3 inches by 3 inches. From the dark fabric, you need to cut 1 square that is 6 inches by 6 inches. You will bisect this square corner to corner to get 2 triangles. You also need to cut 1 square that is 3 3/8 inch by 3 3/8 inch. You will also bisect this square to get 2 triangles. Now that we're done cutting, it's time to piece. Unless directed otherwise, please piece using 1/4 inch seam allowances. We're going to start with the light and medium 3.5 inch squares. Put them right sides together, and then you can either use your diagonal seam tape, or you can draw a line corner to corner and then sew a 1/4 inch away from that center line on both sides of the line. Once you're done sewing, you're going to cut between the 2 sewn lines to get 4 half square triangle units. Make sure to always press carefully to prevent stretching any of the seams. For these units, we are going to press towards the medium fabric, and then we are going to trim each of these half square triangle units to measure 3 inches by 3 inches. Piece 1 large light triangle to 1 large dark triangle. You are sewing on a bias edge with this piece, so be careful not to pull on it. You don't want to stretch it out. You will want to press this towards the dark fabric and then trim the unit to 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches. Piece the small dark triangles to the ends of the 3 inch by 5.5 inch light rectangles. You want to make sure that each of them point a different direction. You will want to press these towards the dark fabric. Now that we have all the parts done, it's time to start putting it all together into the block. Start by piecing the 3 inch half square triangle units to each other. You'll have 2 sets of 2, one will angle to the left and one will angle to the right. Piece the medium 3 inch by 3 inch square to one of these units. We hope you're keeping up on your block of the month blocks and that you're enjoying the process. If you are, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so that you get all the blocks for our 2023 block of the month. For the unit that has 3 squares, you're going to press towards the square. For the other unit, you can press either direction, but I tried to hide the seam behind the red fabric or the medium fabric. Now it's time to sew the 5.5-inch half square triangle unit to the unit that has the 2 half square triangles. Once you have this unit sewn, you can add the other piece to the side of it. And I'm just going to finger press here instead of running to the ironing board. This seam is easy to press with your finger. It's going to want to go towards the larger half square triangle unit. Before we run off to the ironing board, we can actually sew one more unit on this. We'll put the rectangle with the triangle sewn on the end on the side that has already been sort of pressed. We are going to press these. We're going to press this one towards the rectangle, and then the other one we're going to press towards the large square. Piece the other rectangle unit to the other side of the block. Those small triangles will form the base of the bottom of the basket. Now you want to press towards the rectangle, and then you're going to want to trim, take it over to the cutting mat, and then trim the bottom off so you don't have any of those dog ears sticking out. Before you add that last triangle on the edge, you want to trim that up a little bit so that you can get your nice 1/4 inch seam allowance. Piece that remaining light triangle to the corner and then press. You're going to press towards the triangle. Once the block is pressed at the end, you want to trim as necessary so that the block measures 10.5 inches by 10.5 inches. I didn't have to trim off very much. It was already almost 10.5 inches when I got the block done, but just to make sure you get those little dog ears trimmed off and everything is cleaned up. While I've been working on my big blocks, my 10.5-inch squares, I've also been working on my 5-inch finished squares, or 5.5 by 5.5 inches. So this was my 30s version. I have both sizes made for this version. I'm also working on a Christmas version and a version in red and white, and I've got them all done. I'm so excited to have another block for our block of the month done. I hope you remembered to hit the like button, to leave us a comment and tell us how you're doing on the block of the month, to share with your quilting friends, and subscribe. We certainly appreciate it. Thanks for watching and happy quilting! A downloadable version of this pattern may be found in the Files section of our Facebook group called The Quilted Forest Friends. Or you can push pause and take notes, or take screenshots and print at home. Thank you!